When I married my wife, I never imagined that one day I would have to fight to protect my marriage from outside interference. For 5 years, we had been a strong team. We were both working professionals, and even though life got busy sometimes, we always made time for each other. Things were good, at least until her newly divorced friend came into the picture. This friend, let's call her Jenna, had just gone through a messy breakup. She was angry, bitter, and constantly talking about how monogamy is a trap and how men will always cheat eventually. At first, I felt sorry for her. I understood that she was hurting. But slowly, I noticed that her conversations with my wife were becoming more and more toxic. One night, my wife came home from a girls' night looking distant. When I asked what was wrong, she hesitated, but eventually told me that Jenna had suggested she should spice up her marriage by trying an open relationship. Apparently, Jenna had told her that monogamy was boring, that she should experience other men, and that I'd probably never find out. I was stunned. It wasn't just bad advice, it felt like someone was actively trying to sabotage my marriage. My wife admitted that she wasn't sure what to think. She wasn't unhappy with me, but Jenna had made her curious about the idea. That night, I barely slept. I knew I had to act carefully. If I got angry and demanded my wife cut ties with her friend, it might push her further away. So I decided to take a different approach, one that would make both my wife and Jenna see how ridiculous this idea really was. The next day, I sat my wife down and told her calmly that I loved her, but if she genuinely wanted to try an open marriage, then we should talk about what that would mean for both of us. She seemed surprised by how calm I was, but she agreed to have an honest conversation. That's when I laid out my conditions. I said that if we opened the marriage, I'd have the freedom to date other women too, and that I already had a few women in mind who might be interested. I even mentioned a coworker who had once flirted with me just to see her reaction. My wife's expression changed immediately. She looked shocked and then a little hurt. "Wait," she said, "you'd actually want to be with someone else?" I shrugged and said, "Isn't that the point of an open marriage? It would only be fair." After a few moments of silence, she admitted that the idea suddenly didn't sound so appealing. She realized she didn't want to share me with anyone. I told her that I felt the same way, that I didn't want to share her either. And that maybe Jenna's advice wasn't as empowering as it seemed. But my revenge didn't stop there. The next time Jenna came over, I joined their conversation. I thanked her, with a perfectly polite smile, for suggesting the idea of an open marriage. Then I jokingly said, "I've already started thinking about who I'd like to date first. Thanks for the inspiration." The look on her face was priceless. She went completely silent and didn't know what to say. My wife laughed nervously and quickly changed the subject. After Jenna left, my wife told me that hearing me say those words out loud made everything click. She realized Jenna was projecting her own pain onto our relationship and that it wasn't healthy for her to take advice from someone who clearly didn't value commitment. Since then, my wife has stopped taking Jenna's relationship advice, and our marriage is stronger than ever. I didn't yell, I didn't fight, and I didn't forbid anything. I just made them both see how absurd the idea was. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply holding up a mirror and letting people see the truth for themselves.